10 key points to understanding inequality. Number 1. In order to challenge inequality, we first need to know what it is, where it comes from, and how it is perpetuated. We can then use the same methods to challenge it. 2. There are two aspects to inequality, external and internal. By external, I mean institutional oppression, discrimination. By internal, I mean personal, the messages we internalise that help shape our identity as to who we are, what we feel about ourselves and others. 3. External oppression feeds into our internal oppression. It is a vicious circle. 4. Everybody who's brought up in Britain and most other parts of the world has internalised messages about sexual orientation, gender, class, race, disability, age, immigrants, etc. This affects the way we see ourselves and others, and our self-esteem. When we belong to an oppressed group, the effects of internalisation are much, much more profound and affect our well-being. 5. There are 6 main institutions that create and perpetuate these messages and inequality. These are religion, medicine, law, media, education, and the family. 6. The system works in the same way against all groups, with only a few differences. 7. It is crucial to look at both sides of the coin, i.e., how inequality affects oppressed groups and how it affects privileged groups. Black people as well as white people, women as well as men, homosexuals as well as heterosexuals, poor people as well as rich people, and so on. 8. The more oppressed groups you belong to, the more vulnerable you are likely to be. The more privileged groups you belong to, the less vulnerable you are likely to be. 9. It is important to challenge all oppression. Otherwise, we feed into the divide and rule syndrome. My homophobia awareness from a multi-oppression context training looks at one oppression, homophobia. But the same exercises can be used to look at racism, sexism, classism, disableism, ageism, etc. 10. Finally, it is important to remember most of us have a foot in both camps. Most of us belong to both oppressed and privileged groups. Privileges can offset the effects of belonging to an oppressed group, especially in relation to class. Thank you.